Welcome back to the journey. And if you're new, what are you supposed to be? Is this another variant, Joey?
No, man, I'm Custom Joey. What do you think?
Yeah, you look interesting. What are you supposed to be?
I'm Battle Ready Joey with Shield.
Oh my God.
Today, we talk about custom figures. You could use some customizing.
Okay, we're done here. Welcome back to the journey. And if you're new, we're collecting the entire Star Wars Kenner line, starting from 1977 and ending at 1985. And yes, we started from scratch. So if you need to go back and catch up on all my episodes, please do. And as Custom Joey said, today we're talking about custom figures. So what are custom figures? Well, they're a great creative outlet to make something new out of a collecting line that you love. Let's take the Star Wars vintage line, for example. Taking a beater or a figure that maybe isn't the best quality anymore and turning that into a brand new character, or updating that character into something that has different accessories, colors, or a new head can be a great creative outlet and can be cool for collectors to express themselves and share with other collectors. And there are some takes on Star Wars that mash up other collecting lines, like this one, a mashup of Masters of the Universe and Star Wars. And this one is probably my favorite. And then there's creating custom figures to fill in gaps that Kenner had. Since the Kenner vintage line ended in 1985, so there are so many characters from the movies who never got action figures. Characters like Tarkin, Slave Leia, Han in a Stormtrooper outfit. So today, we're gonna go over some fan-made customs, some companies who make customs, and we get a custom figure of our own, as well as another figure that we can put in that case. So let's go. Now, if you guys and gals are like me, you're a completionist. I have a goal to complete the entire 96 figures that Kenner released. Well, it's really 107 if you count all the variants that I'm trying to get. But there are so many figures that never got made. If you take the Cantina Band from Mos Eisley, they were never made from the original Kenner line, but a few customs from fans like this one was made along with Wolfman. And Hasbro did make this set for the 30th anniversary of Star Wars. But you also have figures from the Cantina, such as the Tanika sisters that this fan has made. But there's also companies that have sprung up to fill in gaps in these vintage lines as well. Smith Lord Creations makes custom figures and sells them online. You can buy Han in a Stormtrooper outfit, some droids, as well as identical remakes of some of the harder figures to obtain by collectors, like Yak Face. And there's also Stan Solo, where you can pick up an affordable reproduction vinyl cape Jawa, or a custom Slave Leia. I just don't know what's up with the 7,000 price tag. Hopefully it's in pesos. Now, personally, I wouldn't buy the remakes, as I'm into collecting the authentic accessories and figures, and I wouldn't mind buying a Stormtrooper Han to one day put next to my Stormtrooper Luke, but I can see why some collectors go on this route, because if you're buying a reproduction Jawa for 40 bucks and the original is like $2,000, if you're trying to complete your collection that way, I say go for it. But for me, the most joy that I get is knowing I have the authentic one, so I don't mind saving up and buying the real one. There's also a company called the Next 17, and if you're into Jabba's palace and filling up characters of that scene, then this vintage figure would be for you. It's called Ifantmon, and if you know your characters from Return of the Jedi, he was in the menagerie of shady goons inside Jabba's palace. And here's the figure from the Next 17, and we picked one up. So let's take a look at the figure. Unboxing the figure, when you first pick it up, it's a well-made figure and it has some weight. It's made to look like the vintage Kenner line, so it's gonna fit into a diorama with all of Jabba's goons that you have from the vintage line. The arms fully articulate, the head or legs don't articulate, but he does come with a large staff. Much like most of the Return of the Jedi figures, which every figure pretty much came with a staff, the paint job is very well done, and again, it fits the scheme with the vintage figures. The body mold is very well done, with the features fitting in the line with what Kenner would have done. There's a molded hood in the back with cloth waves molded into the plastic. The face has some cool features, and the red flowing from his head, nope, it's not blood, but a tuft of hair that was present from the movie character. And I can see why they did this, to add some contrast to the colors and features. Again, it's a very heavy figure and very well made, and here's a comparison in size. If we place the Gamorrean guard right next to it, then placing a Manaman next to it, which are two of the larger figures in the Kenner line, you can see the size of this Ifant Mon. And you can also buy a card back for this character, which you can buy from Etsy. And you can also buy a background add-on option from the Next 17. And honestly, I love going to certain sites on Facebook to check out some of the amazing custom figures being made. And one group that I really love going to is called the Smuggler's Den. But going back to the vintage line, I also wanted to pick up another figure from Jabba's Sail Barge to go with my Ifant Mon. And we aren't just gonna pick up one. We're gonna get the display version as well as the one that I wanna send in to get graded. And here it is. Claytu was a male Kadasa Nikto. That's what his species is called. He was a gambler and worked for Jabba the Hutt, repairing the crime lord's skiffs. Claytu also took enjoyment in watching Jabba's executions by Rancor inside the palace. He was killed aboard Jabba's sail barge during the failed execution of Luke Skywalker and his companions. Is it Claytu or Clawtu? I say Claytu. He was released in the first wave of the Return of the Jedi action figures on the 65 card back. He comes with a vibro axe and a skirt that wraps around his waist. Major variants on this character come in the skirt fabric and colors, and also in the slight head colors and slight limb colors. And things to look out for on this figure are normal scuffs and paint wear, both on the figure and axe. Also rips, tears, and wear on the skirt. And this figure is one of the least expensive figures that you can pick up right now. And you can find examples of loose complete figures for around $20 and mint on cards for around $100. For our display version, we found a great example of Claytu on eBay for sale for a total of $17.80 with taxes and shipping included. It came boxed up super nice, and it's pretty much everything that we want in a display version for this character. And this was one of my first characters that I had as a child. And here's my childhood Claytu next to my display version. And obviously, I couldn't include my childhood one since it's missing its vibro axe and his skirt. But soon we're gonna build a small display case for my OG childhood figures. So for the one that we're gonna send off to get graded, I found a claim sale on Facebook and picked up a very nice version of Claytu for 26 bucks. His skirt and staff are in great shape. His color is great and has zero scuffs anywhere, including his axe and his skirt. So we're gonna be super confident in sending this one off for a grade sometime soon. And here are the Claytus and Elephant Mon with Jabba and Salacious, ready to enjoy another Rancor feast. So let's mark off our display Claytu that we picked up from eBay for a very respective $17.80. And let's go ahead and place this figure in our collector displays cabinet, and a link for collector displays is down there in my description. And let's also mark off our grading version for 26 bucks, and we picked that up from a seller on Facebook, and let's mark him off as RFG, ready for grading. And let's not forget to place our new custom figure Ifant Mon that I picked up from the Next 17, and a link to the Next 17 is down there in my description as well as links to other things that you may need for your collecting journey. And when you do click on those links and buy, it does support the channel, so thank you for that. And if you found this video interesting, please hit that like button. It does support the channel. And please, if you like, subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you can follow the journey. I post videos every Wednesday and Saturday. And as always, my friends, thank you, and I will see you next time. If you're new to the channel, check out the welcome video, or just check out the next episode. And please subscribe if you want to follow the journey. And remember, there is no shame in being a Padawan.